guys, this is Nurse Jet, Nursing the Truth, and I hope everyone is having a great Thursday. Well, as usual, truth seekers, here in the deep south, it is still cloudy, cannot see the sun, it's been raining, and this has been on weeks up on end. And I will do a video and show you really what is going on behind the scenes that I found out yesterday. But as far as this video goes today, as usual, I have God Thoth, God Anubis, and Goddess Bastet with my wonderful incense going and my crystals behind me. And the love of Egypt always comes through me to my truth seekers. You see, if this is the first time that you've stumbled upon my channel, what I'd like to start off by saying is that I'm not in a religion. I got out of Christianity about 3 years ago. If we are spiritual people, we need to get on that spiritual bound back again. Our minds need to be open, not clouded, and not brainwashed any longer. We are free beings, and we can think for ourselves. Now, with that being said, I am not going to offend anyone. If this is what you believe, then that is what you believe. And it's not everyone's time to come to the realization of what truth is and what the matrix is and what all we've been programmed to do. Also, Nurse J does not watch television. I haven't watched it in about a couple of years, 2.5 years, something like that. The only thing that I watch is movies for cryptic messaging. So, with that being said, turn off your TVs, get into ancient documents, ancient books. Read what the forefathers had to say back way back in ancient times, the Samaria, Babylon, and Egyptian. Also, with that being said, it's up to us. Our DNA structure. It will tell us when we're ready. And it might take a book. It might take a movie. Something within us will come out and will search for the truth. You see, we've been asleep for so long over the eons and eons of time. Our soul never dies. We are trapped here in this material body made of the dust and the earth, and our vibrations are low. But at what time, truth seekers, our vibrations were very high, and we were ethereal beings, and we were never stuck. But see, we have these forces that God Thoth talks about, the dark and the light brotherhood. And so get your emerald tablets and read what God Thoth has to say. So with that being said, what and who is the bright and morning star? You see, in the book of Revelation, doesn't Jesus say he is the root and the offspring of David, and he is the bright morning star? I do believe he said that, or the writer said that. But you see, there we go again. And the wonderful contradictions of this holy text, per se. Helios, Biblios, the Sun Book. So, go watch my video on that. But, aren't we also taught, dear truth seekers, in church, in the book of Isaiah, I do believe, where Lucifer, bright and morning star, fell from the heavens. And he wants to be like and ascend higher than the Most High. So, if Jesus is God, the universal creative force that came down and took on flesh, then why would he be called Satan? In the Old Testament, per se, and that the church, which made up Satan, per se, is going to make it look like God is Satan. Oh, but there's some truth in that as well. But we know this is a menagerie, a fakery, a forgery. But Jesus, in the scriptures, is none other than Osiris. Oh, wait a minute, Nurse J. You're getting a little bit overboard with your channel. I know. I just like to make people mad. And I've been getting some comments, religious comments that I do have to remove because I can't stomach it. Because if they actually knew and actually read, then they would see what is going on in these texts. But as usual, sleepy, and take your pills. Do you want your red pill or do you want your blue pill? Now I remind you that if you take the red pill, you will see the truth. And you will go down this rabbit hole. But if you take the blue pill, you will keep on in this illusion and matrix and get lost. Now, the bright and morning star also is the wonderful star of Venus, which is your goddess Ishtar, Inanna, in Babylon. So, can Jesus be that too? Is he Inanna too? Wait a minute. I thought this was a masculine, chauvinist pig trinity. Father, son, where's the woman? Oh, let's go think about that one. You see, my friends, in Egypt, there was the feminine aspect. And they were just as high or even higher than the man. And back, way back, goddesses were ruling over civilizations. But it wasn't looked at as we were better. There were just something in us special. But Egypt put the two together. Male and female. Left brain, right brain. But there again, we get the Dark Brotherhood in and screws us up. And now you get writers like in the New Testament that under this guise of Paul, which never existed. Sorry. This says that the man must be over the woman and the woman has to keep silent in the church. And that when she gets home, the husband has to explain the scriptures to her. And she must cover her head. No more. Time is up. Time of the golden age is ready to shine, and I'm ready for it. So, Jesus, who is this? Well, it comes from Osiris. Osiris was one of the most venerated gods in Egypt, almost as much as Thoth. But Thoth was, I believe, better. He was the husband of Isis and had the son named Horus. See, your first trinity with the female aspect, of course, because they knew that there was a feminine aspect in all creatures. He was a god of the afterlife, underworld of the dead, and he is also called the King of Eternity. King of the living and the master of souls, and he who appears as Ram in Mendes. Go check out my video on the Baphomet. Comes from Egypt, and it's not satanic. And he is the sovereign of Amenti. And another curious title is the Morning Star. The same morning star of Osiris can be found in the Egyptian Book of the Dead that is as old as 3000 BCE. Not before Christ, but before the Common Era. And we can find it in the book of John, the book of Revelation, where he says, I will give him the morning star. And the identification of Osiris in the pyramid texts with the morning star is of great antiquity. And Nephthys adore thee with Pepi, that thou mayest not depart from them in thy name of morning star. And in another passage it states that the sister of Pepi is Sothis, and the birth of Pepi is as the morning star. And again it says, he goeth forth into heaven among the stars which never die, and his sister is Septet. And his guide, the morning star, leadeth him to the field of peace. In chapter 129 in the Book of the Dead, which I have, it says, Hail, Osiris, thy Ka hath come unto thee, and is with thee, and thou restest there in thy name of Ka Hetep, peaceful soul. The Kaaba, which they knew that the soul was in the body, the Ka is the soul, and the Ba is the body. The same exact references to the morning star and thigh can also be found in the book of Revelation, and it says, I, Jesus, have sent my angel to give you this testimony for the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright morning star. Revelation 22:16, and in Revelation 19:16 it says, and he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Jesus clearly says he is the root and offspring of David. The meaning of root is the basic cause, source, or origin of would-be father. Hence, this morning star and or planet would be the father of Jesus, or the planet where his soul comes from. You see, Jesus says in the scriptures, this is not my home. This earth is not my kingdom. This kingdom is not my world. Somewhere else. Vesture means your flesh or body. And the meaning of written is to express or communicate in writing, given a written account of. The similarities between the book of Revelation and the book of the dead seem to be in no way just a coincidence, truth seekers. Not only do we have the same connection to the morning star and thigh, we also know that Osiris was known as the King of Kings and God of Gods. And in other passages of the book of the dead, the morning star is connected with the Bennu bird, which is Egyptian equivalent of the phoenix. It will rise again from the ashes. And the Bennu bird has long been known to be the soul, or what they called the Ba of Osiris. In the book of the dead, chapter 13, we find where the morning star reference was first originated. I go in like a hawk, and I come forth like the Bennu bird, the phoenix. The morning star of Ra, wherefore morning star. And in chapter 16, the Bennu or phoenix is identified with the dawn god or morning star. And another reference from the book of the dead says, I am the Bennu bird, the heart soul of Ra, the god, the guide of the gods to the Tuat, along with other references to the Bennu bird, such as, he who came into being by himself, ascending one and Lord of Jubilees. Hence, the Bennu bird or morning star is mentioned in these ancient Egyptian texts. They are referring to the soul of Osiris and the governing star or planet, which his soul goes to the underworld and forth from the heavens. The subject of the morning star I have written about many times in the past, the author says. In these articles, I reveal the true identity of this planet as Jupiter. By listing many of the facts surrounding the myths and allegories that have veiled the truth for so many years, ancient astrologers have always associated Jupiter with the birth of kings as the father and Venus with the fertility as the mother. This is why Jupiter in ancient mythology is called the king planet, father of the sky, father of the gods, and Lord of heaven. This would be the law of the Old Testament before the keys to heaven were given to Jesus by St. Peter, under the new law that we know of today as the New Testament. You see, I got a nasty little comment the other day saying, why do I talk about Egypt? They kept our people in captivity for 400 years. But no record of it. No record of slaves ever being in Egypt, chained or bound But what we do find are records of workers by the great pyramids of Giza, lunch breaks, how long they worked, how much they were paid, what were their names, and they were buried by the pyramids. Slaves. No. The male and female aspect and the equality of humankind and the light of the world comes from Egypt. And all the wonderful temples and tombs and texts that they confiscated, they turned into this book that we have under false names and pretenses. And they scrambled them up and edited and interpolated them, revised, revamped, copied, and copied over and over again, and many revisions. But you see, the truth is coming out in this age of enlightenment. And God thus says, in due time, all things will be revealed in the book of Revelation. Thank you, Thoth. Thank you. We give all praises to God, Thoth, with the wisdom, the truth, and the knowledge. All things will be revealed. No more sheeple. No more lies. Time's up and time is ticking. Are you with the lighters, the light side? The children of the light or sons of the morning, or are you with the dark side? And you know who I'm talking about. Time is up. I know what side I'm on. The 144,000 that the book of Revelation speaks of comes from old texts. Our ancients are telling us a story, and if we don't wake up, it's going to be too late. Wake up, children of the light. Let your light shine. Voice. People need to hear this truth. The churches need to come down in a mass way of this brainwashing. We know the truth. And so do they. There again, guys. Hope you like this video. My beloved Egypt is dear to me. And I hope it will be dear to you as well. Hotep and Ashe, and God thought says he loves you. And I'll be bringing you another video very soon. See you later, guys. Bye.